but more as an artist medium. When you think about it as an artist medium, you realize you can do so much more with it than just use it just as a foundation. We know it's a corrective camouflage makeup. That's what it was intended to do. That's how I developed it and created it. But it has crossed over into the mainstream. So this makeup is in burn centers and it's in Hollywood. It's a fabulous high definition makeup. There have been a lot of, let's say, what do they call them, the spray makeup, the airbrush artists who have let me know that this works even better than that, because many times airbrush, the actual implement, can get clogged and then you're in big trouble. So all we need are clean fingers, and basically that's it. But whether you are just using it as an everyday foundation, or whether you're concealing dark circles or sun damage or broken capillaries or anywhere on the body, this is the product that will do it. And it's interesting because somebody who was in marketing said to me, you know, I think this is a new category. And I think she's right, because I don't think there's really anything out there that does quite what this makeup can do. And so, you know, many times you might feel and go, it feels a little heavy, but don't let that, you know, scare you in any way, because I can put it on so thin that I can make my own tinted moisturizer out of it, or I can cover a tattoo with it. And that's a wonderful thing to be able to do when you're a makeup artist and you're on location and all of a sudden someone shows up with a tattoo or with a black eye, which has happened many times to me, mostly the groom who gets punched out the night before at his bachelor party. But nevertheless, you know, somebody needs coverage, or the mother of the bride, she just has a lot of sun damage, and it's like with just conventional makeup, it really wouldn't do very much, but I'm able to really make them look wonderful with this product. So okay, so now that the moisturizer is nice and absorbed, I'm going to use a primer, my primer. It's called Perfecting Primer. It's actually in a pump now. And I'm just going to rub my hands together. And of course it's a silicone-based product that helps to also retexturize skin, smooth out pores. I mean, it's not going to eliminate them, of course, but it will kind of retexturize to a degree and fill in to a point. Bless you. All right, so once we decide, and since we have decided that she is a rosy complexion, I want you to think about, is she a light? Now, if you think about light, fair, medium, dark, the way that my shades work is you've got all the three different groupings, the olive, the beige, the rose beige, light being the lightest, fair is the next, medium, dark, and then it goes into the darker ethnic shades. So looking at Chris, and I know it's a little hard to tell because her face, okay, she is a little lighter, but would you say that she's a light complexion, a fair complexion, or a medium complexion?
Medium. I would say medium by going by her chest.
Okay, she's medium. She's medium. Very good, Holly. Okay, I'm just going to do it rather than put it on so we can see that it's not correct and then pick it. We're just going to kind of work through this together because I want to cover a lot of area today. So what I'm going to do is squeeze out about the size of a pea, maybe a little teeny bit more. Okay. So the product is creamy and it has a lot of viscosity to it. And then I'm going to take my finger and I'm just going to warm it up on the back of my hand. So of course this makes it very creamy. The body heat, it's very heat sensitive. So when it touches the warmth of the body, it just melts. So sometimes in the winter, like if my case is in my car, it's like I go and I have to really warm it up in my hands because it'll be kind of hard. Okay. So at this point, I'm going to have you turn your face just a little bit, Chris. I'm going to just put a little bit along her jawline. And then I'm going to blend it down. And you're going to see that, you know what, I'm going to actually take your, can we just take your earrings out? Yeah. Thank you. Okay. So I'm going to actually fill it in here as well. Now, I did not moisturize there too much. But what's going to happen is it, hopefully in the lighting, you're going to be able to see that it's just a total blend. So that medium rose beige is her shade. Worst case scenario, you put on another shade, it's too light, you take it off. It's just really easy. Okay, so at this point, I know that this is her shade, so I'm just going to dab it on and just start blending. Now, it goes on differently when the primer is wet rather than when the primer is dry. Most primers, you let them dry, and then you put on your liquid foundation. This is different. You put your foundation on while it's still wet. So it feels like a liquid going on. It feels just like it just glides on so easily. And this is how you apply this product without putting it on too heavy or looking like it's too much product. It's just so easy to smooth on. I don't use a makeup foundation brush. I feel that it's not that you couldn't use it. I mean, this is art, let's face it. If you like a brush, then by all means use a brush. Brushes are good for filling in pores around the sides of the nose and texture and all that. So that's fine. It's just that you are going to waste some product in the brush.
Do you also like the warmth from your fingers?
I prefer fingers.
I do.
I
like the warmth.
I do.
It helps it smooth.
I do. But, you know, some people, and it's a way, you know, look, makeup artists have all their tricks, and I honor them all, and I like watching other makeup artists, but for me, with this product, it's all about fingers, because it's even how I layer, although I will say that I do use a little concealer when I'm going back to touch up. But for the basic application of foundation, all right, now I want you to look up, Chris. I should have worn my super platform shoes. All right. So again, okay, just lift up a little bit. All right, I'm actually going to go get a drop more of my moisturizer. You know, necks tend to be a little drier anyway, so I'm just going to moisturize and then just take a little bit and just blend. If you have any questions, don't hesitate. I will also go over the lips. So you can use this as your lipstick foundation base as well as your eyeshadow base. So close. I don't generally put anything on eyelids like moisturizer or primer because just the moistness from the makeup will grab the product, the eyeshadow right on. So, but really lightly. I think that is probably the most important part, besides the skin tone matching piece, is what I'm teaching my clients, is how little you need. So I just want you to see, I still have on the back of my hand. Okay, you know what? I could use some tissues. Do we have any tissues around? Like a box of tissues would be great. Thank you. All right, so any questions about the fact that how you would go about skin tone matching someone?
What if someone has, I mean, it's probably a dumb question, but if someone has a lot of sun damage, like big pieces, obviously you're going to use a lighter color in those areas?
Let me ask you something. Are this able to pick up what she's saying? Okay, good. So the answer is with this, say that again.
If someone has a lot of like big sun damage,
Like
or just
brown
very
spots or
noticeable, yes,
whatever.
with your makeup, should you still use a lighter color to conceal it?
No.
Okay.
No. No, it's not about, it's this, just imagine, this is about trying to match their skin tone. If someone has brown on their face, the opposite color on the color wheel is going to be pink or orange or like on the other side. So let's say she had sunspots, okay, or liver spots or H spots or whatever you want to call them. So what I would do is I would first match her skin tone, and then I would go back with a brush, and this is what I was talking about, going back just to touch up, and I would start to dab it on just the area that needs concealing. So I kind of, it's like painting a wall. You know how we all paint a wall? You get it on evenly, and then you go back and you touch up the spots. So it's that. First we want to just lay down the foundation color, and then go back and correct. We're not going to try to correct it first, because then if we go do that, when try to put something on top of it, it's just going to move it.
Okay.
So, and it's more about the color wheel part. It's kind of like neutralizing or canceling out. Okay. All right. Let's have you get up for one moment, and let's just, since we're on the skin tone matching